Just want to begin by saying welcome and thank you so much for joining us for our statewide Troop Co-Leader webinar. This is Leader Appreciation, Volunteer Appreciation Month, and we want to start out by saying thank you. Thank you for all you do, and especially for taking the time out to be with us tonight. So just really quickly, let's go ahead and get started. My name is Kari Kaplan. I'm the Director of Member Experience and just delighted that you could be here tonight with us. We have an agenda. This should take not a super long meeting. We're going to start off with a moment from Mary Barnaby, our CEO. We're going to hear some great, exciting news from product sales, from our customer care team, from our girl experience team, and then we've got some other notes to tell you before we sign off tonight. So with that, let's get started. Mary?
Hi, Kari. I hope you all can hear me. And I just want to say again, welcome to those of you. So nice of you to join us tonight, given how crazy and busy everybody's schedules are and how unusual our schedules are. So thank you again for making time. And I know some of you have been on these calls before, and so thanks for coming back. And also for those of you who might be here for the first time, welcome, and we're glad to have you. This being connected and being in touch is so important to us all, to us, and I hope to you as well, as we try to really work together to keep Girl Scouting front and center in the lives of the people that we serve, all of us, you as well as our staff. And again, I want to reiterate how excited we are to be talking with you on the eve of Leader Appreciation Day and during Volunteer Appreciation Month, because it's our opportunity to tell you again and again and again how much we value all that you do and all that you have done in the movement to really bring so much to the lives of the girls that you serve. So thank you again, and we couldn't do it without you. I also wanted to just highlight, I think some of you have been well aware of the resources that have been really coming out every week and every day, even in terms of our virtual programming and activities. And I know Linda Kalish from Girl Experience is on the call on this webinar today, and we'll tell you more about some of the exciting details. I know I went on to the website myself the other day, and just in the STEM area alone, I counted, I think, over 40 activities and programs that girls could participate in right from their homes. And also just want to stress that these are activities for your girls, but for all the families that we serve. So again, if there are other family members, other girls that you know that you want to link into to a program, to a virtual program, and also even brothers, we're very happy to have them and families join us on these activities, because we know how tough it is for people, families right now, to be in school and to be working all day, parents working from home, kids working from home. And so a lot of these activities are really fun, they're really inspirational, and we want you to share as many stories as you can with us about things that you may have done locally with your troop, with your own girls, to take advantage of some of these fun things. And it really has taught us that while there's nothing better than being in person, we know that in the past we've heard from many of you that we don't get to your part of the state enough. So as we plan for the future, hopefully we can integrate some of these at home, these online activities to really deliver more of our programming to parts of the state we don't get to as much as we would like to. I do want to mention too that we're kind of in a very kind of soft launch of our early bird renewal, and we want to be very respectful of what families are going through right now, and the fact that they have so many other priorities. So we really are not out there banging a drum about renewing, but we do really want you to know how important it is to us all to have your partnership as we think about getting our members renewed to be ready for the coming Girl Scout year. It's just so much better for us and for you when we do have our renewals done. And so I just would love to ask your ideas about what do you think we can do to work more effectively during this renewal season. Any ideas that you have in your troop or your service unit, what support do you need from us? And also, what can we be saying to parents and families that you think will be helpful in getting them to think about the importance of re-upping their girls for the next Girl Scout year. So thank you for whatever support you can give us there. I think a lot of you've heard that on that we are now using May 20th as our official date for keeping our staff working remotely. And I hope, again, for those of you who have been interfacing with us, that you find that it is a seamless situation where you really can't tell if we're in the office or at home. And I hope that that's the case, because I've been so proud of how our staff has adapted to this. And council-sponsored events, we talked about those being suspended. That's council-sponsored events until June 15th. And we'll keep you posted on all of these things, because the most important for us is to keep you safe, to keep the girls safe, to keep our staff safe. And if there's any change based on what comes out of our governor's office, for the better or for the worse, we'll certainly make sure we'll keep in touch. And I guess our website has a lot of information on it, and it's updated on a really regular basis as soon as we know things changing from the perspective of the ban and all of the things that we've been asked to do to protect ourselves and our loved ones. So I wanted to give you I'll end on something else, but I just wanted to talk to you about some other things that are happening. We have something coming up on May 5th, which is called the Great Give. What is the Great Give? That is going to be a nationally sponsored program that we'll participate in here in Connecticut, where we're actually reaching out to on a virtual level through emails and through other social media to ask people to provide support to the Girl Scouts. We know that there's a lot of basic needs out there right now in the world, and certainly we know there's a lot of people that are looking at that as the focus of their funding, and we totally understand that and agree with it. But at the same time, I think this whole pandemic is really going to kind of cause us to have to dig out a little bit when we get to the new fiscal year of 2021. And so we're reaching out to the public to say, hey, Girl Scouts is still here. We would love for your support. We'd love for your investment so that we can continue to have our staff and our volunteers working forward, facing to continue to bring the great programming and support and services to the girls that we have historically. And I do want to mention to all of you that we had some great news this past weekend. Girl Scouts of Connecticut was approved for a payroll protection loan, which is amazing for us and will allow us to keep our staff in place while we do some planning and work on how do we move forward and keep Girl Scouting alive and working forward in terms of digging ourselves out of some of the setbacks that have occurred because of this pandemic. And one more quick thing, the annual meeting, May 27th, I know Kari is going to give you some information on that. It's a great opportunity for those of you to jump on to this virtual meeting and to hear about what we've accomplished in the last year, and also to get help from our delegates to elect our board of directors, our board development committee, and also our national delegates for the triennial convention coming up in Orlando, Florida. So just one quick thought I want to leave you with before I turn it back to Kari is we need your partnership and your help. How can you help us to plan to return to the normal world? I don't think we're ever going to be normal again based on, and some of that is a good thing. Some of it has to do with how we've, pivoted to virtual programming, how we've adapted our cookie program so quickly to the circumstances. Also, how we and our own staff is working successfully remotely. But, there's a lot of things that aren't happening right now. Year-end activities, camporees, celebration of our Gold Award Girl Scouts, thinking about kickoffs and fall planning. So with all of this kind of on the back burner, I'd like to ask you and challenge you to think about ways we can work in partnership together to drive us toward this new fiscal year and to bring this great spirit of Girl Scouting back to its fullest level of energy and excitement. So with all that, I'm going to say thank you again for everything you do. I'm going to turn it back to Kari and again say thanks and be healthy, be safe, and may God bless you. Thank you very much, Kari.
Thanks, Mary. We appreciate you taking the time to join us. So next up, we're super excited. Hannah Hawthorne, who's our web content specialist, she is our web diva, is with us tonight to share a little bit about what's happening with product sales. So Hannah?
Hi. Yes, I do all things sort of web content, like on our website and social media as well. So today I'm going to talk about some of the things we're doing on social in terms of cookies. So I'm sure you guys seen our cookie care, which is where you can now buy or donate cookies online, and any cookies you donate will go right to our frontline workers, people who work in hospitals, healthcare facilities, even our police stations. And so we really want people to start spreading this message. And how you can help us is if you follow us on our social media pages, so Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're posting all the time about these wonderful stories that are coming in of medical centers across the state getting their cookies. So if you can spread the message that people can donate cookies on our link at www.gsofct.org/givecookies, we encourage you to share any post that we share. But also something that launched today is the Cookie Care Challenge. So we posted this little green square, and it looks unassuming, but if you read more about it, it really draws your attention to want to figure out what this green square is about. And it's challenging people to spread the word about how you can buy cookies from girls and help their cookie sales, but also help donate cookies. And so today when we posted it, we used the hashtag virtual cookie booth, and we tagged Yukon women's basketball and Hartford Yard Goats and challenged them to share as well. And so you personally, if you share something like this, you can tag your friends, you can tag other organizations that you'd like to see, and the goal is to just get this message as far as possible. Other things you can do is if you personally have stories from your town or things you're doing with your girls for cookies, you can send us the stories on our Facebook. You can tag us at GSofCT, and don't forget to tag Girl Scouts as well so they can see it. And share your stories or photos if that's not the route you're going. If you send it to us at communications@gsofct.org, we will post it for you.
Great. Awesome. Thanks, Hannah. Does anybody have any questions? If you do, use that chat box, and Hannah will be with us if you've got any questions about our different social media platforms or about the website. Thanks so much, Hannah. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next up, Sue Pratt, our Senior Manager of Product Sales, is with us to give us another thought about cookies. Sue.
Thanks, Kari. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to join us. I know we've been product sales heavy on the past couple of Troop webinars, so we're going to go a little bit lighter today. Not quite as much content, but stuff that I'm sure you're going to be interested in. So, Kari, yep, next slide. There you go. So I just want to let everyone know that the final ACH payments have been initiated this week. Just a reminder, it can take up to 7 business days for the payment to post to Troop accounts. So don't worry if you don't see it on your Troop bank account quite yet. It will be posting shortly, but we have initiated those payments. The Troops' first ACH payment, the booth sale bonus, and the cookie crossover bonus, if earned, have all been posted into eBuddy, and the Troop can see this on the Troop sales report on the eBuddy platform. Troops that were eligible for the cookie crossover bonus are troops that participated in both the treats and reads and the cookie program and hit specific participation levels and sales in both programs. No additional action was required by the troop volunteers. The product sales team did the calculations on the back end to determine which troops were eligible, and that, as well as the booth sale bonus if earned and the first ACH payment, were all taken into account prior to calculating the final payment due to council. So we should all be wrapped up now with the finances of the cookie program. If troops had submitted an adjustment form, an ACH adjustment form, or a cookie adjustment form to us, we also took those into account before calculating the final payment. So we should be all good on those fronts. Kari, are there any questions about payments? Anything that popped up?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Perfect. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was digital cookie. As some of you may have already figured out, our digital cookie platform is actually still open, and it will be open through May 14th for shipped and donated orders. So not only is the council DOC link open, individual girl links are also open. At the point at which we were deciding to keep the council link open, we did consider disabling the girl links just to make it a clean break, but we found that that would have created problems for parents who were looking to access the site to view orders or to mark orders as delivered. So we actually kept all the sites open. So girls and troops can continue to promote girl links, or if girls or troops didn't create, if girls in a troop didn't create a link, they can promote the council link for both shipped and donated orders. And just as we've promoted in the past, and as Hannah was just talking about, all donated orders that come in from this point on, actually from March 27th on, will be donated to our frontline medical workers here in Connecticut. And I can tell you that this is not an all-inclusive list, but I can tell you that Stanford and Danbury and Norwalk hospitals, as well as Hartford Hospital and Bridgeport, have all received cookies. And then I know that we're delivering cookies tomorrow to Connecticut Children's Medical Center. So definitely they are beginning to make their way across the state. So I just wanted to let people know, because we frequently do get those questions of what hospitals have received cookies. Yes, so what I wanted to say was, regarding the online links, beginning on Friday, April 24th, any online sales, whether for donation or for direct shipped, that come in from a girl's site will no longer count towards girl rewards, but they will begin earning at a higher troop proceed rate. So they'll begin earning at $1.25 per package in troop proceeds. So the way we're still working out the actual logistics of it, but what we're going to do is we're going to keep track, and we're going to pull a report and figure out what troops are owed these additional proceeds at these higher rates. And then once we close digital cookie down permanently for the season, then we will calculate how much is due back to troops for any of these additional sales that have come in, and then we will push that amount back to the troops via an ACH transaction. But we're anticipating doing this kind of at the late June time frame. So just to give troops a heads up as to if they are owed proceeds, when they might see these proceeds hitting their troop bank account. And I think, yes, I think that was it about the digital cookie being open. Are there any questions, Kari, or are we good?
There's a couple of questions about the personalized patch, the crossover personalized patch, and is that on eBuddy?
No, the cookie crossover, that's a good question. The cookie crossover patch is not something that is calculated in eBuddy. The way we do this is that M2 provides us with the girls who qualified at the treats and on the treats and reads portion. Then we go in and figure out what girls qualified on the cookie program, and then we send them a list as to what girls should be receiving the patch. So that is something we have not done yet, but we will. And that usually, from the point at which it is received by M2, it's usually a 4 to 6 week turnaround. That's under the best of situations, so it may be a little longer given the crazy times that we are in, but that's not something that needs to be checked off in eBuddy. That's a good question.
Okay.
Anything else?
The top troop form?
Yes, so the top troop form was due. We closed that form, we closed the submission form down on Monday, and we are in the process of verifying that all the troops that submitted a form met the qualifications, and we are in the process of updating eBuddy for that as well. But that particular reward has not been completely updated in eBuddy. That, as many of you know, is a certificate that is mailed out. We mail it out in conjunction with the cookie credits that girls in a troop may have earned. That is usually a very hands-on activity for us, meaning that it's hard to do when we're social distancing. So there may be a little bit of a delay in getting these sent out. But if anyone has a very specific question about that, please feel free to reach out to us at customer care at gsfct.org, and we will certainly follow up with you. But we are anticipating that at this point, we're anticipating this is probably something we will be addressing when we return, when our offices reopen for work after May 20th.
Can you just go quickly? There's a couple of questions about these additional sales. So additional sales that both will be for cookies for Medical Heroes, as well as what people order to have shipped to themselves or to someone else. How will that affect the troop proceeds? Would you just go through that again?
Yeah, I sure can. So pretty much anything that comes in between now and Thursday evening is going to accrue to the troops record at the same proceeds rate that they achieved in the cookie program. So if the troop was earning 90 cents per package for their per package proceeds, anything that comes in up through Thursday evening will earn the troop an additional 90 cents per package. For any sales that come in beginning on Friday, then what we're going to do is take all packages that come in beginning on Friday until the day that we shut the digital cookie platform down for good, and we will calculate those packages at the $1.25. So it's going to that up through Friday, eBuddy is going to be spot on accurate. After Friday, not so much, right? Because at that point, we're going to have to do some back-end calculation, and that's not going to accrue correctly in eBuddy. But we're going to know where the troops stood as of Friday, April 20th in eBuddy, and we're going to know where they end up at the point at which we close the site down. So we'll be able to calculate the difference on the back end and calculate the amount of proceeds due back to the troop. Did that answer the question?
I hope so. So the bottom line is that the troop will still continue to have proceeds from sales both for Medical Heroes and orders that are shipped out. That's the bottom line.
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. I didn't answer that the question. Yes. Any purchase on a girl's digital cookie site counts. Yes. Yes. Anything, regardless of whether or not it's shipped or if it's for donation.
Got it.
The troop will earn proceeds on any sale. Yes. I misunderstood the question.
Yep. No, we're good. I think it was just good to go through it again.
Other thing. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, like I said, yeah, so moving on to the final one is, Girl Rewards is always a highlight of the program, and we are in the process right now of filing all reward selections, and we are anticipating submitting our reward order on Friday, after which point they're locked in and we can't make any additional changes. But members of the product sales team has been reaching out to troops that still need reward selections. So if by chance your troop is one of them, please circle back around with us, because if we're reaching out to you, it's because there's a girl in your troop that needs a selection made, and we need to know what selection she needs for us to make for her. If by chance you are a troop that just didn't get around to allocating all the packages to girls, and you still have a lot of packages in that difference line on the girls order tab, please reach out to us, because while the troop is responsible for those cookies aren't helping the girls achieve any or earn any additional rewards. So if those are cookies that the girls have helped the troop sell, we definitely want to make sure that we can put them into girl records so that the girls can earn additional rewards. So again, we have just another day or so where we will have the opportunity to move those into girl records. So please reach out to us at customercare@gsfct.org so that we can make the change in your troop. And if we don't have an ETA for when the rewards will ship out and arrive at Service Unit Cookie Volunteers' homes, but it's pretty safe to say that it most likely won't be before the first week in June. It may be a little bit later, but we're not anticipating it will be prior to the first week in June. So that would be the target for looking for communication from your Service Unit Cookie Manager about rewards being able to be picked up for your troop. And that is all that product sales has at this time.
Okay. One more question about,
Yeah.
is it possible to donate to the Shoe That Grows after Friday?
It is well, it's not possible to make a reward choice for a younger girl troop. And just as a quick reminder, that the Shoe That Grows, if the troop is taking rewards, then this is a very easy choice. This is a reward selection that can be made in eBuddy. So usually it's the girl choosing between the item or the Shoe That Grows. And once we've locked in our rewards, then we wouldn't be able to make a change on that one. But if this is an older girl troop that is not taking girl rewards but is looking to contribute, to make a donation using some of their troop proceeds to the Shoe That Grows, then that is certainly, we can accept that donation after Friday. But the actual making the choice for a troop that's taking girl rewards, the actual making of the choice, it really, I would say Thursday, end of day, would probably be the deadline for making that choice. But we might be able to sneak it in on Friday before we submit the order to the bakery and our other vendors.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much. Thanks,
You're
Sue.
welcome.
Joanne Farrell, our Director of Customer Care, is with us tonight to give us a few updates. Joanne?
Hi, everyone. It's great to have you with us tonight. I'd like to remind everyone that we're in the midst of spring renewals. Beginning April 1st, girls and adults started renewing for the 2020-2021 membership year. Can I get a woohoo? Woohoo! 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 The prices are the same as last year, so that's $40 per girl and $25 per adult. We are offering incentives to those who renew their membership by June 15th of this year. So if you're wondering, should I wait to renew my troop or should I ask them to renew now? My suggestion is to renew now because of the following incentives. So for each girl that renews between April 1st and June 15th of this year, the troop will receive in November $5 back per girl. The second thing is that each girl is going to receive a beautiful spring renewal patch. You can see the More to Explore patch on the screen in front of you. Now, important to remember, in order to qualify for the incentive, the following two things must happen. The first thing is that the troop must submit their year-end financials through the VTK by Monday, the 15th of June. The VTK is open right now, so if you're not sure how to access the VTK Finance tab, just reach out to Customer Care for instructions. The second thing that needs to be done in order to qualify for the incentive is that the troop's 2020-2021 ACH form, in other words, next year's form, not this year's form, must be submitted by October 23rd of this year. The ACH form is not available right now, but it will be available on our website in August of this year, so please watch for that. And finally, just a reminder that all troops should follow the state and CDC guidelines, especially if they're considering trips. We will also continue to adhere, we at Girl Scouts of Connecticut, to adhere to Governor Lamont's recommendation that non-essential businesses and nonprofits, that's us, operate remotely. So Connecticut residents can stay safe by staying home. So therefore, all Girl Scouts of Connecticut service centers will remain closed until Wednesday, May 20th. On May 20th or even earlier than that, we're going to reassess with guidance from governing bodies and the needs of the council. So we're going to continue to provide you with updates as they're available. So please continue to check our FAQs on our website homepage. And that's what I have for this evening, Kari. Any questions? I can go to the chat box and check.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you. I don't think so, not yet.
Okay. I'll keep it
All right. Thanks so much, Joanne.
Sure.
Linda Kalish, our Director of Girl Experience, is with us tonight as well. Linda?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here, and thanks for everything that you do. Okay, Kari. So we're just going to go over, when I think of our girls doing Girl Scouts right now, I think of 4 gears. One, the biggest one is you, the volunteers working with her, whether it's virtually or checking in on her, but that biggest gear is you. The second one I think of, which is new, is our Facebook group. If you haven't seen it, it's a members group. So you ask to join, we ask you a few questions, we check in Salesforce that you have somebody in your family that is a member, and we approve you. So on the Facebook group, we have weekly challenges. Mary spoke of one earlier today, building a fort, or that was Tracy. But yes, there are fun challenges that happen every week, and we are building up to doing some Facebook Lives as well. It's taking us a while to find people who are not uncomfortable in front of the camera, but we're getting there. So we ask that you come onto the Facebook group, respond, have your girls post their forts, and get involved. We are definitely looking to build that up, and we'll, like I said, if we haven't done before then, the first thing that we'll do would be a monthly campfire on the 3rd. The other thing that we have, the other gear, is the GSOCT at Home. It's a page on our web page, and you can see Kari's pulling it up right there. It looks a little bit the same because it has that same blue line, but it is on our website. And what you'll find when you go there, we've broken up into the different pillars. And if you click on Badges and Journeys, you'll see either a badge that's written out with all the steps that has links to there are so many links that are coming out these days, links to helpful information or a video to watch, or it'll have a video and an explanation of the activity that was done in the video, along with the bullet points of the rest of the badge. And then we have some additional resources after that. The other resources are links that we've found coming across our way, and that we thought would support more than one badge, or just be interesting to girls in the area of STEM, outdoors, entrepreneurship, or life skills. So, okay, and then the other gear, Mary again spoke about that earlier today. These are virtual events, right? Our in-person ones are canceled, but our virtual events are building up, and right here, it shows you, again, how to find those on our website. On the very top of the web page on the right-hand side, it says Girl Events. If you click on that, this is what you see, the event list. There's a sort feature here, and then if you want to get into the registration system itself, you go down to underneath the event list. It says View and Register for Girl Events here, and once you click on the word here, you end up in Double Knot. There is, Kari and I had this discussion earlier today, at the top of Double Knot, there are several static pieces that are there, and those are things like the Gold Award webinar, the Global Action Days patches, things that are always there, but once you get down below there, everything below that is in chronological order. Thanks, Kari.
It's going to load slowly. There we go.
Da, 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 da. Right, here we go. So as you see at the top, like Gold Award webinars, completed my bronze and completed my silver, things that stay there all the time. But once you get past that, the events that are happening are in chronological order. So we do still have our fall events are up there, September, but for now our virtual events are there. We know that some of them are small, if you want to call them. They're small, like 25 people, and most of that is just the comfort level of the presenter. We had a scientist who did something recently, and she was comfortable with 20 girls. So we know that they fill up quickly. I've asked my staff to do, in that case, schedule more of those, and we are scheduling some larger events that will might not be as intimate, if you want to call it a virtual event intimate, but we'll still be able to serve more girls, but we just won't be able to have as many one-on-one conversations. Our Journey, Mel has been doing a great job with our Journey programming, and she can usually hold about 50 to 60 girls in one group that's working through the Journey series. I would like to mention that a lot of them, if you find an event that has a fee associated with it, it is either a series or it's something that a community program partner has asked for a payment for. So we're charging to cover that. We know that at this time, families are in a wide range of situations, and we know that some families might be stressed. So many of the events will be there for free with a donation button, an option, and we ask that if your family is able to participate and to give a donation to help offset some of the costs for programming, we would appreciate it. But we know that there are families with a wide gamut of experiences right now. So.
Yes.
And these are open for, I was going to say, these are open for Girl Scouts as well as their friends. So if you your daughter or daughters, girls in your troop have friends that are interested in this as well, Double Knot allows them to register. So that's a great opportunity.
There are a couple of questions I think we can just answer by actually going to our website and looking, and as the best way to find the page and also the Facebook page.
Okay, so to find the GSOCT at home, I go to program and then I scroll down to ways to participate. If you think about it as a way I participate, there's troops, yep, and then Girl Scouts at home.
And then here is the easiest way to find the Facebook page.
Absolutely.
I think that's the easiest way to find the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope that answered some of the questions. A couple of people are shouting out about the virtual programs they've already participated in and saying thanks for Bring the Hoopla event. They're awesome. So
great. I'm glad that people are enjoying them. Yeah. It's fun. I know the other week when I had some smaller events going on, it really made my day. I do what I do because I love Girl Scouting, and I love to see girls grow, and to see Daisy's last week carried me through one of those great days. So it's great to see girls participating.
Yep. Great. Another shout out to Mel Mason, who's doing the staff member doing the Agent of Change virtual journey for juniors. So I invite Linda to go to the chat box and see this. A lot of people are sharing their experiences. So if you've got any more questions. Yep, that's great.
Super.
Good. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody.
So now a few more updates from me. Just some exciting news. You heard Joanne talk about spring renewal, and as Mary mentioned earlier, it is open. It opened April 1st, and then we're really going to be sharing more information about spring renewal in May, because we just felt with COVID-19 that things are so topsy-turvy at the moment. We want families and people to adjust. But I'm excited to announce that the Volunteer Toolkit Finance tab is now open for this year. And we've already had a few people that have submitted their end-of-year financial statement. That's great, no problem. I know that in the past we have suggested that troop finances are to be spent. We want the great money that the girls work so hard during the cookie program and treats and reads to be used for programming and for trips. But we realize that many of those may not be happening this spring because of the COVID-19 quarantine, the stay-at-home order. So if you are feeling that you want to go ahead and submit your end-of-year financial early, it's perfectly fine for you to do that now, because remember that whatever you use as your ending balance now will be your starting balance for next year. So your starting balance, if you've been around, if this is your year 2 as a troop or more, you did your end of year financial in the Volunteer Toolkit last year, and you can look at that archive and see what your ending balance was last year, and that would be your starting balance for this year. I'm also excited to share with you that we have a new VTK Finance tab training up in our GS Learn platform. So we've updated that based on the platform this year so that you can go and refresh your memory, or maybe you're doing the end of year finances for the first time for the troop. You can also watch that as well, so I'd encourage you to do that. I know many troops were excited about the troop finance ledger form that Mark Sprankel, our director of finance, developed. It's basically sort of a spreadsheet tool that you can use to keep track of your finances. And just a reminder that you can find that both in the VTK Finance tab. At the top of it, there's a link to it. You can also find it on the website in the Forms library. So if you've got any questions about how to fill out your VTK Finance tab, our customer care team, Joanne Farrell and her team, are fabulous about helping. So please go ahead and reach out, but I would encourage you to check out the new training that's up in GS Learn. Here again is the information about the annual meeting. It will be virtual on May 27th. And actually, when we were just looking in Double Knot, we saw the way to be able to register for it. So here we went into Double Knot with Linda just a minute ago. And here is the, let's see, I just saw it. There's the annual meeting virtual, and there's the information about it as well. So, of course, I'll be posting this PowerPoint in the rallies so that you'll be able to see it. But if you forget, here is where you can find that information about the annual meeting right there as well. So just really exciting. And so since we're here on the website, might as well show you on the Forms library here at the top is the Troop Finance Ledger. So if you want to take some time to get yourself organized for your end of year financial, here's the Troop Finance Ledger. You'll also find it in the VTK Finance tab as well. Okay, just a few more new resources. We're so excited about some of these. Hannah Hawthorne, who you heard from earlier, has been working really hard to get these great resources up for not only you as troop co-leaders, but also for your parents and caregivers. So let's go back to the website again. So excited to be able to share that this great new website for families is up and available. It's called Keep Girl Scouts Going, a guide for troop parents and caregivers. You can see it here. You can also find it back on the program page for ways to participate back on our GS of CT at home. It's also available here, this new guide. Now, what is this new guide all about? It's really to help families who may not have a Girl Scout background understand what Girl Scouting is all about. And so there's some great helps in here. So we would encourage you to share this with your families. And I want to specifically point out a few things. Talks about how to do Girl Scouting at home and about the importance of the troop, but also some of the great resources. But even more cool, I hope I'm not making anyone dizzy, talks about the pillars, but a few pages in, there's a great way for a girl to work with her family to talk about what her Girl Scout journey has been. Has she learned the promise and the law? Has she done a journey yet? It's a great way for a Girl Scout and her family to think about what her Girl Scout experience has been so far, and then what she might like to do next. And a great help to do badges and awards at home, and then an activity record. So if she decides that the family wants to do something together, they can document it here so that she can share it with her troop. Now, where can they find information about badges? That's the exciting part, because if you go to the Forms library and check in and type in VTK, you can now see the great resources that are available for not only you, but also for parents to learn about how to use the VTK. Now, it's important that you realize in order for a family to be able to log into the volunteer kit and see the badges or journey materials, you will have needed to have created a troop year plan. So I know that there are many troop leaders that have taken the time to go in and added more things into their year plan in order to be able to provide opportunities for parents to be able to see that that information. So the VTK guide for troop parents really is a step-by-step guide to allow them to be able to utilize the volunteer toolkit. And maybe you haven't taken a lot of time to look at the volunteer toolkit before, but this is an opportunity for you to do that. So these new guides are really terrific. There's also a new one for individually registered members. So if you know a girl who's a Juliet or an IRM, please make sure that you share that with her family, because IRM girls and families have a different access into volunteer toolkit than a girl who's part of a traditional troop. So these are additional great resources that we're so excited about. And again, the hope is here to be able to keep Girl Scouting going, so that when those families are looking for another opportunity, something besides schoolwork to do as a family, they'll have an opportunity to reach out to Girl Scouts to provide them some ideas. And you've seen all of the tremendous effort that Linda and her team have put into creating that GSFCT at Home page, not only the Facebook group, but also the page. And here are some additional resources for not only families, but also you. Also exciting is that GSUSA has just created, I know, back up a minute, many of you ask questions about how to do a virtual meeting. Linda and her team put together tips that have shared with about virtual meetings. GSUSA has created now for us a safety activity checkpoint around virtual meetings. This is not yet up in the safety activity checkpoints that are on our website. It will be by the end of this week. We just literally got this today from GSUSA, but I'm going to be posting it on Rallyhood so that you'll have access to it. And it really just gives additional guidance and tips for how to have a sixth group meeting and things like that. This is all new. These new resources are fast and furious, and we are trying to do our best to be able to share them with you. So we'll be posting that to Rallyhood as well tonight. So again, it's a safety activity checkpoint for virtual troop meetings. So exciting new resources. Now, many of you are doing all kinds of community service projects that you are hearing about through your resources, and we are doing our best to share with you as well. So one of the things that we posted last Friday on Rallyhood are the cards that girls can do for the 911 operators or dispatchers that can be sent in to the head of 911, and that information was posted last Friday on Rallyhood. You'll see that on your message wall if you look for the posting from last Friday. But you all are hearing about community service projects that we don't, and we're trying to figure out the best way to share them. So if you hear of a community service project, now you've got one that's happening in your community, we would encourage you to share it on Rallyhood so that you can tell other troop families, troop leaders to share with their families. But if you hear of one that can be one that's statewide, please share it with us by sending it to customercare@gsfct.org, and we can share it out to other communities so that everyone can know. I know our girls like to be active. At times when things are different and when we feel uncomfortable, being proactive and doing something, whether it's making big posters that you can put outside on your own windows to show the people that go up and down your street that you're supporting healthcare workers, or the UPS driver, or the mail person that delivers, or the grocery store workers. I've seen a couple of Rallyhood postings about nursing home facilities that are asking for people or suggesting, would people be willing to make big posters and bring to them? That's a very specific ask from a very specific location. So if you hear of that in your community, please share it on your service unit rally. But if you hear something that other Girl Scouts can help with, please share it with us so that we can share it with others. We are posting every Friday on Rallyhood. It's the primary way that we're communicating with you. That posting usually happens between noon and 3 o'clock. It's our way to share with you the things that we've heard of over the week, or changes, or things that are happening. So please make sure that if you are not part of your service unit rally, that you reach out to us through customer care, and we'll get you connected into your community, into your service unit rally. One more thing that I wanted to share before we start to wrap up and answer your questions is that we really have had an unprecedented time. And communication, as Mary mentioned, for us is really key. You all are active at home, managing your personal family situation, and you're connected into your community and with your troops. And we want to continue to be able to share information, answer your questions, and sort of connect with you in a different way than just via email. So we've scheduled a few more of these statewide leader webinars. We hope that you find them helpful. And so the next two, this information to register for them is up in the Rallyhood calendar. We'll also be posting the links as well in the posting on Friday. So we've got one scheduled for Tuesday, May the 12th, which is 3 weeks from tonight, and then June the 2nd. We will continue these through this quarantine time. We just feel that this is very important for us to be able to connect with you, share information with you in a way because it's unprecedented. I don't want you to think that you shouldn't go to your virtual service unit meeting. If you're having a leader meeting in your community, we want you to attend those as well. But we want to be able to provide you with information and be able to interact with you as well. So we've got a couple more of these schedules, and we hope that you find them helpful. So before I take some time to see if there's any questions that need to be answered in the chat box, I just want to say, and this is Mary's emoji that she created for me, so that I can share, we can share, all of us at Girl Scouts of Connecticut. You are essential. You are the lifeblood of our organization, and we appreciate everything that you do every day. Every family is in a different spot these days, and managing what's happening with their family life and their work life and their community, this is really a tough time for all of us. And we just want you to know that every day we appreciate you, but more than ever at this time, when things are so chaotic and unsettling, we know that you are there for your community and your girls, and we just want to say thank you, because you are the lifeblood of everything that we do. So you are essential. You are essential to us and to your family and to your communities, and we just want to say thank you. Okay, so again, we're all going to be working remotely until May 20th, which is great. You can call us. You can email. Our customer care team is there working, and we're trying, besides having the store to shop in, you certainly can shop online. And of course, I'll just mention, Girl Scouts, you can shop, and there's free shipping with no minimum purchase. So we would encourage you to shop there and get shipped to yourself what you need. But just want you to know how much we appreciate all that you do. So I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you to all the presenters that were on with us tonight, and just want to say thank you. Be well and be safe, and thank you again.